In the drum corps world of class and show, the spotlight invariably falls on the drum majors. They are a show of their own. Their finesse and leadership can make a grueling tour bearable and intense competition even more exciting. Like many corps, the Crossmen from Delaware County, Pennsylvania have 2 drum majors, and the combined energy of Jill Moyer and Brett Mascaro strikes the perfect balance between unity and leadership.
I try to get along with everyone, at least know everyone's name. That's my thing. Make sure you know everyone's name in the whole corps and be able to talk to them, you know, for whatever reason someone gets hurt or you have to talk to someone about this problem. They have a problem with the music or they have a problem with this person and, oh, the set isn't right because this person's not just over here and he's going to yell at him, so you got to be able to go over and just say, hey, take a break for just a second, you know, and stand back a minute. Okay, now what's the problem? And be able to calm them down and things like that, because if you're always on top of them, they're going to be always on top of you, so you have to be really, you have to be very, you have to think a lot. If I see the corps down and they're all like this, that just makes me go, okay, it's time to turn on, and I can do that anytime. It's just the times. Last week we had a show in New Orleans, and kids all got off the bus, and they were all really tired and in bed. And I had to get ready in 40 minutes and get dressed and warm up, and they weren't warmed up or anything, and I just was walking around, and this is my chance, and you just turn them on, and you just say, come on, get going.
Come on, Contra, snap. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get my little brother out here to show you how to snap those horns. Going on. Resume. What?
Being a leader for this corps is very exhausting because most of the people in this corps are very knowledgeable about what they're doing. And so basically what we have is 128 leaders on the field. And at times it's difficult for them to look at one person and say, that's my leader, I should just, you know, be quiet and listen to what they say. So basically we do have, like I said, 128 leaders on the field. They tend to get very anxious, worried, excited before a show. We tried a principle in the last couple weeks about bringing everyone back down to a 0 level, mentally and physically, totally relaxed mentally and emotionally. And we start then by building back up as we get nearer to the beginning of the show, but not too soon, because if they get too high too psyched before the show, they tend to get over anxious and their bodies get tight and their minds get cluttered. So it's basically a clearing of the mind and a relaxing of the body.
Whether relaxing a corps before performance or sparking them to explode on the field, drum majors are the center of attention. For the Cavaliers, that attention is on Jeff Fiedler alone. While the Cavies have a more structured system of leadership, the last word belongs to Jeff. And in many ways, he will act as half corps member, half staff member.
We like to say that the Cavaliers, the guys themselves, run their corps as much as possible, and we run it from the top down, and one drum major is more suitable than 2 for us, because that just, you know, when it comes back, who's to blame, or, you know, who's at fault, it'll go back to me, and it just goes down that way. We try to take as much responsibility on our own and take it off the management's shoulders.
Jeff is just organized, personified. He's tremendous. Without Jeff, I don't know where this corps would move. He spends about 18 hours a day doing detail work, you know, just year-round, whether it's housing kids, whether it's calling kids on the phone, whatever it might be. He's just constantly working outside of rehearsals. Jeff is probably the best one I've ever seen or ever been involved in. I mean, it's going to be a great loss to lose him.
When a corps loses a drum major, it loses an important element of its show. Dan Verhusen of the Madison Scouts takes his role during performance very seriously, and he is both conductor and showman.
As far as showmanship goes, that all, I feel, goes along with the emotion that I get from the music and the emotion that I'm trying to give to the corps. I feel there's like a never-ending chain, where if I start the corps on a good feel, and they give me a good feel, and I'll push some more emotion back into that, and they'll push some more emotion back into me, and I'll try to get some more emotion from the crowd, which comes into me, and then I'll try to relay that back to the corps. It's kind of it's a long, never-ending chain, and hopefully it always goes for the better. Basically, I love getting reactions from the crowd, or just watching the reactions from the crowd. And it's nice that sometimes if the corps is not doing such a good job and the crowd's still giving us wonderful ovations, you can kind of relay to the corps that, you know, they're not correct this time. You know, pull a little more out, make them stand up twice as long. Most of the showmanship, I guess, comes from inside my heart, and this being my last year with the Scouts, I'm giving it all I've got.
And they do give it all they've got. They do it for the challenge, they do it for themselves, they do it for fun, and always they do it for their audience.
Well, I mostly do it because it's really fun, and because it's kind of like a thing that our whole family's done, and everybody's had fun with it, so I'm doing it myself, and I'm really having a lot of fun.
It's a family tradition for you, huh?
Yeah, because in '75 I had a brother who was a rifle, and I had a brother who was a soprano.
I like competition, I like to travel, I like to win. It's hard, it's a challenge. I like challenges.
You meet a lot of new friends, you do a lot of traveling, you sweat a lot.
Self-satisfaction, that's it.
Oh, I don't know why I do it. I really don't. I don't know, you just have to quit work and you do everything, you quit life for it. It's another life, that's what it is. It's great.
Like, sometimes I notice when I've really got, really had bad situation, you know, I was really down, a lot of people really come up to you and, you know, talk to you and try to cheer you up, so it's kind of like a real big family.
In every drum corps competition, the biggest winner is the audience, because there's no mistaking a performance that comes from deep inside the performer and is given away with every ounce of available strength. And there's no mistaking the feeling drum corps kids have about what they do. Most of them stay with it until they have to hang it up after age 21. But they remember what it's like to be a performer.
I think there's definitely one thing that anybody who ever ages out of any drum corps feels, and that's kind of a, it's not a total loss, but a more of the intensity of a loss of complete brotherhood of anyone who's involved in the activity, be it an equipment manager for another corps or somebody in your rival corps, any drum corps fan you may see walking down the streets. There's a sense of tightness, I guess, between anybody that's ever been involved in the activity, no matter how old they are now, anybody who's just about to get into the activity, that I think cannot be felt from the outside. I think whenever I see the corps performing, I'm just going to be able to see myself out on the field, or feel myself on the field again.
There will be a drum and bugle corps show near you this summer. Go to a performance, join a corps, experience for yourself the best show in town.